Communication Model to Cut Through Social Conditioning for Health, Wealth, and Happiness by Renée Lindstrom, author of Somatic Archetypes. I believe I have created the last Facebook topic profile page. I know there have been a lot of them seemingly cluttering up the stream, yet I've used this as a strategy to create a pattern to break down thinking patterns according to lifestyle needs. These page names are the patterns I've been introducing through the Facebook pages. These are awareness through knowledge, awareness through career, awareness through community, awareness through past, awareness through health, awareness through future, awareness through wealth, awareness through fame, and awareness through relationship. Titles for lifestyle areas. Why? It's a model for cutting through the social conditioning that has lacked an understanding of behavioral stimulus that triggers reactions. Years ago, in relationship learning and coaching opportunities, I would observe the experiences between two or more people and witness their communication behaviors. In more than one situation with couples, they behaved in a way that demonstrated they were trying to destroy each other. There was no healthy reason for them to be together except that it seemed their dislike for each other. It had become their purpose. I wasn't sure if I could change it due to deep patterns that were deeply embedded habitually. They usually had lost their independent thinking, courage, and self-esteem. One would have power and control, and it was not being used for their highest good or needs. In one particular situation, it was described to me as going on for 10 or more years, where one trigger experience became the catalyst for integrating this pattern of insidious abuse. There was a need to break through their conditioning. They had each learned all the lingo, yet never integrated it into their actual living behavior and experience. It was arsenal, in parentheses, rapid gunfire, in their heads only, where they spoke the language, yet it did not translate into any actionable living experience or expression. As I listened to the same point as their core expression of their coupleness in their relationship over and over, I began to guide them through the 9 life areas. I began identifying every sentence and breaking their need down in a way that they had no reference to. It was novel enough, so I broke through their static. These were not husband and wife. By the time they were just friends. And one, the female surprisingly, was doing everything to control this guy in a way to destroy him due to one need that wasn't met years and years earlier. It was an experience of years of personal revenge being disguised. What I witnessed and heard was not caring, loving, kindness, or empathy. It was unkind, destructive, at the core level, and based upon false moral judgments. It was even to the point of giving them option for choices in dating. What was the control for? I suspect to keep the other person in the same energy and not leave them in their darkness by themselves. It was a challenge. Eventually, the person holding the other person in some depth of darkness moved on and left this person in it. Phew! This experience provided the incentive to tap into intention in a way I had never consciously thought of until I was in it, live and cutting through the materialism of each word, it seems. This pattern I described is one I have observed over and over again in husband and wife, girlfriend and boyfriend, 2 long-term friends, deadliest, 2 family members like siblings, deadliest, parents and children, another tough one, etc. It is also repeated in the community through work, organizations, and institutions. There are levels to how deep and dark the interactions are. I think of it as new levels, new devils. People in these circumstances do things I believe they would not do if not in these stuck places in relationships that have a hold on them due to some type of repetitive abusive nature. This pattern is used to shift the dominant focus in one's filter to expand the consciousness that there are areas of life and learning that create balance. For example, wealth. This is a dominant motivator, and people will do anything to achieve it, even if it harms others. even harming their elders to get their wealth, when it was the elders who created the wealth. It is so easy for people to take ownership of what others have. Using this pattern, one's core intention can be easily identified and focused on. It is married with a culture of values, and the steps are 100% practical, logical, and actionable in one's lifestyle. It eliminates the spaces where people can play in the dark to easily hold them accountable for their own actions. Creating all this social media is the start of weaving the intention through their statements into the current culture. It is also a way to begin to introduce patterns through interactions with them to replace the evaluative expressions that keep people in a state of lacking self-esteem, self-confidence, and personal empowerment. I'm suggesting there is a process of an integratable lifestyle on this core model of understanding behavior that isn't based upon right or wrong, assessments, and moral judgments. It's practical skill development versus analysis, and functional versus looking for solutions. I made some incredibly difficult choices to explore that were challenging, and this morning I am grateful. I got some feedback recently that what I had shared was complex, and had they not worked with me and experienced their own inner shifts, that they wouldn't have understood what I was sharing. I smiled. It was a testament to their personal work. I only held the pattern of potential. I witnessed their shifts into their own potential. It was beautiful. Imagine someone never experiencing empathy. Imagine someone never truly knowing what love is or experiencing it. Imagine someone never having been truly kind out of empathy and love, only as a formality because it was expected of them, or for show and status, but never genuinely giving. The link to the intro to these 9 life areas is in the description box below. I hope this piqued your curiosity. Learn more about culture of values and awareness through communication at the Inside Awareness Center for Integrative Somatic Learning. The URL is www.insideawareness.com. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this educational content. This somatic and empathic author is laying a foundation for exploring an active somatic pattern of communication that balances out the dominant focus on analytical and debate style ways of communicating to achieve more connection within and with others. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.